This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association, your source for the latest Iowa ag news headlines right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, Mark Magnuson, and Andy Peterson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Mark.
Hello and welcome into Ag Matters PM on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Mark Magnuson. Today is Wednesday, October 8th, 2025, and we're so glad you can join us for today's show. In today's episode, I will be joined by Kenan Layden of agmarket.net for our closing market discussion. But first, it is a video from a presentation by the Iowa Department of Ag and Land Stewardship, the Choose Iowa Butchery Innovation Grants, and we will hear from Lucas Van Wyk of the Iowa Meat Processors Association.
Morning, everybody. It's an honor to be here as a representative of the Iowa Meat Processors Association. First and foremost, I want to extend a sincere thank you to the Iowa Department of Agriculture and Land Stewardship, as well as the state officials and legislators and community advocates who have made this grant possible. Your commitment to supporting small-scale meat processing like us is not only appreciated, it is deeply impactful. This grant means more than just dollars to upgrade equipment or expand capacity for our establishments. It's a recognition of the essential role small and independent meat processors play in Iowa's food supply chain. It's an investment in the people who are committed to doing this work the right way, with care, skill, and pride with every cut. As many of you know, the last few years have presented challenges for our industry, from supply chain disruptions during the pandemic to ongoing labor shortages. We've been asked to do more with less, and many of us have. But what we've also seen is renewed interest from consumers in local, responsibly processed meat. People want to know where their food comes from. They want to support their neighbors and strengthen their communities, and that's where we come in. With this grant, we'll be able to upgrade processing equipment, increase throughput, offer more local meat products, invest in staff training, or improve food safety systems. These improvements aren't just about efficiency. They're about sustainability, long-term growth, and ensuring we can meet the needs of our farmers, our customers, and our community. This work is deeply personal to me. I grew up on a farm, and multiple times we utilized our local lockers to process our own animals we raised to feed our family and to help feed the families in the neighborhood. I've always believed that butchery is more than a trade. It's a tradition. It's a skill passed down, rooted in respect for the animal, the farmer, and the consumer, and it's one that deserves support. This grant gives us the tools to preserve and advance that tradition. It allows us to train the next generation, create good jobs in rural Iowa, and keep our food supply resilient and close to home. It empowers small business like ours to compete, grow, and thrive, not just survive. To the grant recipients, congratulations. I know how hard you work. I know the early mornings, the late nights, the problem solving, the tenacity it takes to run a butchery business. I'm proud to stand alongside them. To our farmers, our customers, and our communities, thank you for believing in local. Thank you for choosing to support businesses that care about quality and relationships. And finally, the state of Iowa and Mark Nag, thank you very much. Your support tells us that our work matters and that our future is worth investing in. Together, we are not just building stronger businesses, we are building stronger, more connected, and a more resilient Iowa.
That was Lucas Van Wyk of the Iowa Meat Processors Association. It is time now for our closing markets. I will be joined by Kenan Layden of agmarket.net next. But first, a word from the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soybean Checkoff.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
Joined today for our closing market discussion by Kenan Layden of agmarket.net. Kenan, what did we see with the trade in the grains today?
Yeah, good day in soybeans today. Spreads narrowing up a little bit here. Some good price action in the front month soybean contract. So maybe some business getting done. Haven't seen anything concrete, but there's some firming basis along the river, and probably good signs for the soybean market if this rally can keep going. Corn, has been pretty steady, continuing steady today. Wheat wasn't down for a day, which is good news, but I guess the highlight of the market today was that soybean contract, which since Trump tweeted here at the beginning of the month has had a pretty positive price action movement up.
Should we read any more into that, Kenan? Do you think it seems like maybe there's something going on behind the scenes with a trade deal, potentially even with China, or is it just the fact that this was the direction it was always going to go?
Well, before that tweet, it didn't look like this was the direction it was going to go. We broke $10, slightly below that in the November contract, traded down to $9.95. So I might say that it maybe wasn't going that direction, but it is definitely something to watch here. Some of the years for the high in that contract are 1070. We're going to be pushing, hopefully go up and push those here sometime. While guys need to price soybeans and then hopefully get some business done. I don't know if there is any, Chinese business being done or if a trade deal gets done, but the market seems to be telling us something.
Let's talk about the livestock side of the markets. How are the cattle and hogs trading? How did they trade today?
Yeah, so cattle have been a positive note, and they continue to be a positive note. Today, the downtrend they had established, if you're looking at them technically, they broke through that, and at least in the feeder contract, and kind of took off the last few days. So very positive news for the cattle market there. Supplies continue to be tight in the cattle, which has been the same fundamental story, but it seems to continue to be the driver here. Hogs, a little bit off their highs and kind of off their uptrend. So from a technical perspective, be something to look at to see if hogs can recover here. We had that positive hogs report last month, and be watching the supplies there.
He is Kenan Layden of agmarket.net. Kenan, what is the best way for our viewers to get in touch for more marketing information?
Yeah, Mark, just check us out online at agmarket.net.
Thanks so much for the time here today. Always appreciate it, and we'll speak again soon.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you to Kenan Layden of agmarket.net for joining today's show. Let's take a look at how the numbers finished in the ag marketplace, and you can find those numbers anytime under the markets tab of our website at iowaagnet.com.
December corn closes up 2 1/4 at $4.22 even. November soybeans up 7 1/2 at $10.29 1/2. December soybean meal up $1.10 at $2.78 even. December soybean oil up 44 cents at $51.48. Chicago wheat up a half cent at $5.07 1/4. Minneapolis wheat up 4 cents at $5.55. Kansas City hard red wheat up 1 1/4 at $4.93 1/4. December oats down a half cent at $2.87 1/4. On the Merc, October live cattle up 75 cents at $233.85. October feeder cattle up $4 at $369.50. December lean hogs down 8 cents at $86.10. December pork cutout down 28 cents at $96.80. Class 3 milk down 3 cents at $17.12.
That wraps up the closing markets for today and brings us to the end of today's show. You can find all of our content on our website at iowaagnet.com. You can follow us on social media at Facebook and X, and you can listen to our morning, midday, and closing market podcast, as well as our daily episodes of our Iowa Ag Matters podcast at Apple, Amazon, Spotify, YouTube, and Podbean. From the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network studios in Des Moines, I'm Mark Magnuson. For Riley Smith, Dustin Huffman, and Andy Peterson, we thank you for watching Ag Matters PM.